Brian.
Are we on the internet?
Yeah, you all right there, buddy?
We're
okay?
good. We're good. Tonight, the Mighty Nine finally have their showdown with Lorenzo. Caleb does it for the kitty, and the party is on their way to becoming whole again. We'll break it all down tonight with my guests, Marisha Ray, Liam O'Brien. Liam O'Brien. All that and more tonight on Talks Machina. Team No Sleep. We're back. Good evening. Welcome, esteemed panel of guests.
Ooh, esteemed.
Yes.
Panel.
Ooh, yes, those are the two words. Welcome, everybody, to Talks Machina, our first since being back in beautiful, extremely hot Los Angeles.
Burning.
Burning. It's on fire everywhere. It's crazy.
Not funny at all, but there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. We're going to run through some quick announcements.
Yeah.
And then we're going to talk about Critical Role episode 29.
Ooh.
Ooh. Up first, ladies and gentlemen, tonight's show is sponsored by none other than Critical Role favorite, Dwarven Forge.
Dwarven Forge.
They are our friends, they're big time critters, and they are easily, I would say, the leaders in hand sculpted and painted terrain sets. We have one here tonight, I'll show you in a second. They recently launched their Kickstarter for the latest set, Caverns Deep. Ooh, I like the sounds of that. The Caverns Deep subterranean set offers 15 different distinct encounter areas. That's crazy. 15. I bet Matt will find uses for all of them, probably.
Oh, yeah.
There's the webbed lair, the mushroom grotto, and a brand new forest terrain system called the Dread Hollow Forest, which we went and saw at Gen Con.
Man.
And it is so
cool.
Ooh, I
The
wish we had it.
trees,
Yeah,
and you can
gorgeous.
pop the trees
And it's
off.
hollow, so you can put a bad guy in there.
You put
can,
like lights in there.
yeah,
It's
all the stuff has
LED
LEDs
stuff.
in it now. It's crazy.
So cool.
Keep me away from the mushroom caverns, though, please.
I know them. Yeah, the
And
mushroom.
the crystal.
Not-
I have
yeah.
a thing for the crystal caverns,
Yeah. That
which
one's good.
also
That
have
was
all the
real cool.
LEDs in them.
Yep. Mushrooms were pretty dope. Yep.
So
And
great.
the
And
caverns.
Dwarven Forge, too.
Dwarven Forge.
Each of those different areas, they have special pieces, unique themes, challenges, all that stuff. There's, you can go onto the Kickstarter page and see what all the different encounters are. You can become a backer now at critroll.com/ I guess for them it would be this, right?
Yep, nailed it.
critroll.com/ Dwarven Forge before the Kickstarter campaign ends on August 14th. Ooh, that's soon. I backed it. Matt backed it. Ooh, I can't wait. Hope it's expedited shipping. And be the first to get this product at the exclusive Kickstarter price point, which is pretty good if you ask me. What's next? Oh, Honey Heist 2 Electric Beargaloo is this Friday night at 7 p.m. right here on twitch.tv/Critical Role.
We did a little something different this time.
We did a little something different this time, which is due to everyone's schedules, the fact that Mr. O'Brien and Sam Riegel have kids they haven't seen in 4 days, and various different scheduling reasons. We actually shot it last night, live to tape from 7 to, I don't know, 11, however long it went, just like a normal episode. And it's going to be airing unedited this Friday night at 7. So I wish we could edit it because there's, it is very,
Yeah, it's off the cuff.
it is, we really,
We had a deliciously ridiculous time.
we did.
You guys were on fire, man.
We were jet lagged and exhausted. We were
it
on
got a little
few,
slap happy.
few hours of sleep from Gen Con, and slap happy
sure.
is the exact way I
For
would
sure.
describe it.
No audience, no fucks left to give.
Nope.
But the fun thing is, since we did pre-tape it, we
Yep.
will be hanging out with you guys in chat.
In the chat. And
so we all experiencing this for the first time together. Get to see all of our shame and glory.
yeah, we'll hang out in most of us, if we can, we'll hang out in the chat on Friday night. And I have a bunch of behind the scenes videos and pictures that I will be posting at the break, because I don't want to give away any spoilers, but it was very rowdy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun. So that's Friday night at 7 here. Anything else? I think that's it, right?
Brian,
Yeah.
I want a Mighty Nine shirt. Where do I get it?
Oh, the Mighty Nine shirts. Well, you can get them at
Max, you work here. You just go grab one.
He doesn't. He doesn't have. Max doesn't have access to those rooms.
And
No, but
Yeah, they're available now. We have them back in stock. So, softest shirts in the entire world. Get them.
Killing it.
This is kind of how it went last night.
It continues on.
Oh man, I need to sleep. Get
so
those
tired.
Mighty Nine shirts anywhere Mighty Nine shirts are sold, which are at critroll.com.
Yeah.
Without further ado, let us attempt a discussion
Patois.
about episode 29 of Critical Role Campaign 2, The Stalking Nightmare.
yes, let's.
That's Sam. Welcome back.
I missed you.
I missed you guys.
It's been so long.
It's been so long. We have some crit roll stats for
Give me them stats.
episode 29, aka at Critical Role Live. Help us, dear God. I'll never see the color pink and think of anything else ever again. Or anything with gills. What were those things that were like? Was it
Oh, his
Dorsal fins?
like the
a
dinosaur.
triceratops
Yeah,
type
like
thing? Yeah.
I don't know what those are called though.
Hopefully we never learn.
Gaga fins.
Gaga fins,
fins.
yes, that's awesome. They should have opened for us since the others canceled. The Mighty Nine reached 159 nines this episode. This includes all total rolls, including damage rolls. 159 in 29 episodes.
Wunderbar.
Yep.
That's a lot of nines.
Wunderbar.
The 150th nine goes to Bo. Deck save against the fire trap.
Oh.
Well nined.
yeah.
Well nined.
Thank you.
Speaking of
that
Bo, Bo dealt 147 damage in this episode.
Oh, that's pretty good.
The most for anyone in any episode of Campaign 2 so far.
Is that true?
It would not be a crit roll stat if it were
That's-
untrue.
Just trusting crit roll stats?
I'm just.
I don't think
it's
that
an
crit roll stats has given us
exclamation.
any reason to doubt them thus far, and I don't like where this is going.
You're right. This is how fake news starts.
That's true. We love crit roll stats.
This is the class you were born to play.
Amen.
I think. Yeah.
Amen. 147 in one episode.
That's pretty boss.
awesome.
That I've never been the grog before. I'm so excited, you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, between you and when Yasha gets back and starts at level 5 or whatever.
Fucking metal, man. Metal.
Sentinel Babes, what's it called?
Sentinel babes.
In episode 7, Shakasta's spiritual weapon, the bust of Estelle Getty, attacked twice and hit both times.
Oh.
In this episode, 29, Shakasta's spiritual weapon, the statue of Nefertiti, attacked 4 times and missed all 4 attacks.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I feel like Kara got a real dose of what Dungeons and Dragons feels like to play.
Yeah, you're there
in a
with
live
this
show.
live audience.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
all the energy. You flew across the country. Fail 4 times in a row. Lorenzo's last action was Cone of Cold. Following that, the party dealt 117 damage to him of their 176 total damage. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
This battle against Lorenzo is the in-game longest in the party's history. 6 rounds or 36 seconds.
Wow. 36 long seconds.
That's crazy.
That does feel like a long time when you're probably fighting and getting blasted with freezing cold in your face.
Yeah.
Going unconscious.
Yeah. 36
time.
seconds for all that to happen.
Combat.
Happen.
Time is elastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard that on True Detective. Hey, that was a deep cut. That was a deep cut. Probably my last of the night, guys. Legati Works has a question for both of you.
Okay.
So Sam had an outfit. Thoughts, feelings?
Oh man, well,
So many.
I mean, the main thing that we started talking about immediately is what the hell are you gonna do next year?
In the van, when we left the theater,
Yeah.
you said that the first thing in the van, well, Sam,
What's it gonna be?
and he was panicking. He's like, I have no idea.
Xenomorph?
Man, yeah. Cthulhu.
I have a feeling whatever it is, the producers are not going to like it, though. It's going to go against some sort of theater violation
Yeah.
code system.
Full Matthew Mercer costume?
Oh, I could see that.
Wow, that's
A
weird.
chest tattoo of one of his Mercer shirts.
Not like the other night's costume. Not weird.
Seeing Sam look like my husband.
Well, he'll look like Sam with long hair.
Oh, I thought you were talking like full
And beautiful
prosthetic
chiclet teeth,
situation.
too, though.
Prosthetics.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We're talking about amping it up, putting on a wig and wearing a Henley. Isn't that?
Well,
It's not amping it up from what he did.
he could wear a vest.
Oh, now that's a game changer. Now that's Clark Kent taking off his sunglasses. Another question for both of you from Kate Dearth.
Yes.
Does playing your characters work or feel different with just the cast and crew versus when you're with a live audience, and how so?
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. I like both for totally different reasons. When we're around the table, it's very intimate and immediate, and it just feels living and breathing. But the live shows are 100% live theater, and when you do live theater, the audience is another player in the production.
Yeah.
You can't ignore the presence of a giant 2,400 person amorphous blob that's emoting and energized along with you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and it's not just as simple as hold for laughter, like that energy feeds. There's a reason why all the live shows are a little punchier, because it's like surfing on a tsunami wave.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And you're looking out there and seeing people cosplaying as the characters you're playing, standing up and cheering when you have a success, and screaming, "Oh God," when you have a failure.
Yeah.
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 The chanting, the screaming, it's
It's unreal.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's that cycle of energy that you always talk about in live theater or live shows, that
Yeah.
it's why you do them. It's great.
We tried to prepare Kari for that wall of sound that would,
Yeah.
and he was like, yeah, nope. Boom. He got backstage. He's like, oh my God, dude,
Yeah.
you weren't kidding.
It feels like a sound wave. It
Yeah,
feels like
it's-
when a bottle rocket goes off next to you.
I think last year, same thing. At the end of these live shows, we just stand up there and cry. It's overwhelming.
Yeah.
Like, it's a dump of emotion, and just like, it's just the fact that these, stupid shows, speaking only for my own, for legal
I'll
reasons.
throw ours in there.
Okay, thank you. No, just seeing the impact that it has on people. Reading tweets is one thing, and that's meaningful and that's, endearing, but seeing that love in person is really energizing.
It's beyond words.
Yeah,
No shit.
yeah. Liam, Gloriously Geek asks, great name, were you surprised with how useful a spy Frumpkin was as a spider?
No, I was not surprised at all. It was a great idea right from the beginning, right from the first moment that it entered into my head. I don't know why anyone would think it would be a bad idea, but that's on them, I suppose.
Man, I got criticized and questioned when I turned into shit for 3 years.
Yeah, that's true.
So I deserve a little bit
But there's an explanation
vindication
for that,
here
though.
to make fun of other people's choice and animal choices.
I mean, there's an explanation for that, though, Marisha. Because you're a woman.
Hashtag thanks, Keyleth.
This is why we love having Brian.
Saying the things in our heads.
Yep.
Yep. I say things so you don't have to.
Cheers to that.
But getting hashtag thank Keyleth out of that was worth it. Thanks, Keyleth. What did I say?
It's pretty good.
Thanks, Keyleth.
Thanks, Keyleth. Guys, bad news. Danny Cam is still down. What's our ETA, Maxwell James? I don't want another week to go by We get to look at her.
Plus, she looks so.
They deserve to look at her.
She looks
so smart.
amazing.
Look at her. She looks like the mayor. She looks like the mayor of New Donk City in Super Mario Odyssey, doesn't she? Dancing out in front of the thing.
What is her name? I should have looked this up.
I can't remember it either.
I think she looks like she's in Heathers.
She's a
Yes.
You do, yeah.
I feel very
it's
Winona
awesome.
Ryder tonight.
Fun fact, she just commandeered that hat from Taliesin's stash that he brought for Honey Heist.
I did steal it.
Oh.
Thank you,
Pauline!
Chris Lockey. Pauline is the mayor of.
Thank you.
This is the content you are tuning in for.
It is.
Great fucking game.
Yes. Incredible game.
I finished that one.
You did?
Yeah, I never
Nice.
finish video games anymore.
I
Finished
know,
that
between
one.
the schedule and kids and everything, yeah.
Yeah.
But we busted out our switches on the plane and we're causing some ruckus. Until one of us got thrown off around Phoenix. Angelic Atsumi asks, Marisha, would you say Bo's newfound confidence with ladies has been just luck of the draw or Molly's influence to live life to its fullest?
A little bit of column A and a little bit of column B. And I mean, she's always kind of been a bit of a flirt and has put on the moves pretty heavily.
Yep.
Have you heard people say disaster lesbian
Oh, like
about Bo? Okay. Because it's
Daily.
all over everything I
Yeah.
read on Tumblr
It's
is about
accurate.
like Bo is a disaster lesbian. And
Disaster lesbian to your face.
Yeah.
I love it.
True.
It's so funny.
great. I love it. It's the most two accurate words you can have.
Should make
right
an
now.
action movie, and that's the title.
Oh yeah.
That's a great idea.
It's like an
Absolutely.
exploitation film, like
Yes.
in the 1970s style. Super
Yes.
into that.
Starring Marisha Ray,
Yeah.
the disaster lesbian.
Oh man, that would be amazing.
Yeah, no, she's had a little bit more opportunity. There was a time, man, I don't know if I should spoil this or not.
Well,
There was a
do
few
it.
times I was gonna break through those next barriers with Yasha,
Yeah.
and I kept missing the opportunity, and then they went missing, and then wasn't sure there, and then.
Wait,
and
so you're
then-
saying right as she was about to leave, you made a move on Ashley? I wouldn't know what that's like. And she just left before you could have a chance to get a
I love
goodbye
how
kiss?
this show is so much like therapy.
So cathartic.
Yeah.
But was there any of Molly's influence?
Yeah,
on
for
that?
sure.
Yeah.
It was definitely a little like, fuck it, you could literally die tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what also helps?
And it's some cathartic boning, and a little bit of validation boning from Keg to Bo. You know, you got to have that daddy issues bone. It's a little bit about that.
You need a good closure bone.
A little bit of a closure bone.
A little bit of a closure
Closure
bone.
Yeah, closure
bone.
tab.
Yeah. This is like therapy because that's where I heard that term closure bone was from my therapist.
You know what also helped out in that situation? Keg.
Yeah.
Super horny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
Bo's got her insecurities deep down inside. She
Yeah.
doesn't show them, so you're gonna be aroused by what I do for that many weeks in a row. Bo's gonna be like, yeah, so I'm gonna cash in on some of that sexual frustration right
Yeah.
about now.
Now that we have a free second?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but I've been kind of waiting because, like you said, you don't want to wake up the next morning and have to deal with that. You can kind of wait until she can walk off into the sunset. Don't have to deal with the
Yeah,
awkwardness.
Oh man, never mind. I have to let that one go. I have to. I don't do that very often. You know, by the ones that slip out,
That's some dark shit.
this is bad.
Your skull
This
right
is
now.
bad. Matthew Patterson has a question for both of you. What are Caleb and Bo's first impressions of Caduceus?
Boy, he's ready to put his life in danger. Just like that. There's that. He's
Well,
fascinating.
He was sort of secluded and solitary for a while, so it
Yeah.
could be that he needs that adventure, that adrenaline.
Well, he wanted to get out, but he could go on like a train ride through Alaska.
Oh.
But instead, we invaded a compound.
Yeah.
So he's got some stuff to work on himself, evidently.
I do not remember seeing Alaska on the map of.
It's just off the edge.
I see. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's hidden like parts of one of Matt's maps. Oh, by the way, guys, we didn't get to zoom in on the Dwarven Forge. Check this out.
Oh yeah.
We did already?
Let's do it again.
Did you guys see the little?
Because we
did you
love
see
it.
the kitties in the back?
Oh.
This is part of the new
kitties? Oh,
Caverns
yeah.
Deep set. Look, there's you in the back. You can lift him up if you want.
Here's a one-armed Percy.
Yep.
That happens after the end of campaign 1. That was sad.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, switch to
Arm broke
red.
off.
Just aesthetically, switch to red.
Let's see, what's next here? Liam.
Yeah.
Wait, did you give your impressions of Caduceus? No, you didn't.
Bo has very mild ones right now because we kind of met him, threw him immediately into the fray.
Yeah.
I think she's a little like, kind of like what he said, a little like, what the fuck is up with this guy? But
Okay.
I think she was so desperate for any type of help at the time. She's just like, yeah, you're in, let's go.
Yeah.
Train's leaving right now. Go
Another
fucking ride.
person to come along and help you find your friends is a win, especially if they have, cleric spells.
Yeah.
Liam.
Yeah.
Mag Opus, great name also, asks, the infiltration showed how much of a natural leader Caleb can be. If he puts aside his indecisions, did he like that taste of power over the others, or would he prefer things to go back to the status quo now that Ford is back again?
I wouldn't say that he enjoys having power over others. I think that he has buried ability to think critically and get shit done, but hasn't been in that mode for a very long time. And he has very high arcing plans, but is nowhere near like maximum efficiency after being in the fridge for so long.
Yeah.
So I think the plan is to get out there and start, getting comfortable again. And he, I don't know. I mean, like, I think Caleb is a mess of contradictions. And I change my mind for what I think or what he thinks in any given day or moment.
Really, that often?
Yeah. I mean, there are games where like he really is like drawn to the people in this group in moments in the story and thinks like, I like this is good, but also like I should not allow myself to get comfortable with any of them because what I'm doing is more important and I need to be able to walk away from them if I have to, because what I'm doing is more important. Like all human beings, you say one thing, you tell yourself, well, I'm about this, I always do this, and are lying to yourself.
Yeah.
And are really the whole time while you feed yourself that lie, doing something completely counter to that. So.
Well, that brings up an interesting point. So how much room do you guys leave at the start of a character's journey for personality changes and stuff based on what happens week to week? Because I imagine you have to have their core personality traits sort of figured out, but it sounds like you leave room to be able to really solidify that based on kind of how the beginning of the journey's gone.
I mean, I think in a weird way, it doesn't matter how much you plan or how much you say you're going to have these causes or these beliefs or these pillars that you're going to die on. You pick a background and you act on that, and kind of even having those ideals that you're willing to really go all in on. No matter what, the world is going to change who you are, and the world is going to throw shit at you just in real life that's going to change you and affect you whether you wanted to or not.
Yeah.
So I think some people might be more stubborn, like Caleb, in terms of how things are going to bounce off of him and change him. I think Bo is a little bit more vulnerable to those things at this point in her life.
Interesting.
So, she was affected by the Molly thing. She's run in criminal groups and never had a death like that before that she's really, cared about ultimately. So, yeah. You have anything to add to that?
I'll just bring it back, I think, more directly to the question in that, like, he doesn't like having control over people, but I think he has the potential to bring back some of the promise of his youth. And early on with this group, you know, who the fuck are these people? He doesn't know. He's just trying to get a little bit of protection. I'm talking about the beginning of their meeting. A little bit of protection, a little bit more ability to get, you know, to stick his neck out there with safety around him. But with what happened with, you know, he's obviously formed connections, even if he doesn't want to admit it to himself. But with what happened with the shepherds, made him angry, I think, in a way that he would never have anticipated. And then losing three of them, and having just less of us there. There's so many things I could talk about here. Like, so he wants to do impossible things. And I think Caleb, seeing all the things that happened over the past couple of days with the shepherds, part of him is thinking, like, if I want to do the impossible, if I can't do this, like early days, Caleb with this group, you know, as he was just deciding to begin his life's work, really.
Yeah.
It was good to like hang back and just, you know, skulk. But when, after a month of investment in these, and him being drawn to them against his, you know, his better senses, having them gone, made him angry in a way he didn't anticipate, and then B, like there was no ability to skulk anymore. It was just the three of us, and nobody was there's no hanging back. So decisions had to be made, and I feel like that forced that shit out of him that has lain dormant for so long. So it's not about like, I like being a leader. Caleb don't want to be a leader, but he will get shit done if he has to.
Yeah. In that way, a default leader then, leader by default. I think it's just interesting because we're starting to see, in my opinion, Caleb's anger moving outward instead of inward as much. And that's been interesting.
Accurate, yeah.
Marisha, speaking of what we were just talking about a few minutes ago, it's Meg G's says, how does it feel being the MVP of the Mighty Nine right now? Does Bo feel vindicated for Molly's death?
No. No, I don't think she's ever going to feel vindicated for that death. No, I didn't get that feeling at all. That's gonna leave a mark for sure.
Yeah, revenge and closure they're not always the same thing.
That's an excellent way of putting it.
Yeah.
Maybe someday she will find that closure in some other form, but clearing out one fuck face doesn't right all the wrongs.
Yeah.
More boning.
More
boning.
Yeah.
It's what Molly would have wanted.
It's what Molly would have wanted.
That's true. Actually, that was one of the things that Tadlinson actually said to me after he got done with the live show. He was like, Molly would be so proud.
I heard him say that. Yeah, that's right. Oh, man.
If Molly could teach you anything, it's just, please go get laid in the world.
Yeah.
I think Molly going down for both the Empire kids, I feel like, while we don't know everything about each other's intentions, like, Molly going down shows the cost, excuse me, the cost of what they're trying to do separately and together. So while they didn't know him that well, I mean, they spent hard times with him with their lives in danger, and their lives are in danger, and if they keep doing the things they're doing, it's not going to change, and that could easily happen to any of them.
Yeah.
That's what Molly's death meant, I think, at least from Caleb's viewpoint.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like kind of what we were talking about earlier, I think one of the things that Bo lingers with is putting on a front to Molly in the very last conversation that we had. And he was trying to be honest with her, or like have a genuine conversation, and she kind of fronted a little bit.
Yeah.
And, got really close to opening up and didn't. And then he died the next morning. So I think for Bo, she's really like processing the fact, like, you missed that. You missed that opportunity, and it happened like that. So. And then
It'll teach you a lesson.
Yeah. So that's kind of why she jumped up on the opportunity with Keg. I don't know if she would have before then, kind of like what we were saying earlier. And what also kind of oddly influenced this or sunk in, I don't know if you guys have watched Glow, the latest season of Glow, or anything about that. There's a documentary about the original Glow,
Yeah.
also on Netflix.
Oh.
And it's so good, right, Steve? It's so good.
Steve, our cameraman, is
Camera guy's like,
oh,
yeah.
hell yeah.
And they're interviewing the woman who the character,
It's based on.
Machu Picchu was based on, who originally was called Mountain Fiji.
Oh.
And was kind of was the heart of Glow. And she's talking about how she has these regrets because she was in love with the producer. And she never told him. She never acted on it. And then like 20 years has gone by and she's still in love with this man.
Wow.
And they end up having, I don't want to spoil it. I will totally sit here and fucking spoil it. You should totally watch it though.
Wow, that's great.
But
Max, how does it feel to know that'll never happen to you?
oh my God, you're so fucking mean.
Dick.
Hey, if you go to our Instagram, I posted a very sweet thing about just loving on Max today because I give him so much shit on the show. We have to balance the scales, but it was really nice. I said a lot of really nice shit. I had to come back and
All that balance.
because all day today he was walking around like, that's right. And somebody's like, can you grab that? He's like, you grab it yourself, you piece of shit. Let's give away some free shit, shall we?
Free?
Let's get some
It's
free
free.
shit.
Free?
Free.
Give it away.
Our first
Life
giveaway
death, free
tonight. Yeah. Our first giveaway is honoring your fuck.
You're effing.
It's over, dude. Your
You can't take it on the plane.
You can bring it on the plane. They miss it every time. Honoring your epic gift making skills. It's time for gift of the week.
Gif of the week.
Gift of the week.
Gif of the week. Wait.
Our winner for episode 29 of Campaign 2 was sent in by @Seraphine_Dreams. Let's take a look.
Humping Regal.
This looks pretty great.
What is happening?
18, 20. I try to get the dice from her that she uses because it rolls so high, and that's a 20.
Maybe it's because of how
my
small she is and how close she is to the dice tray.
That's true. Maybe it doesn't roll as.
Yeah.
Maybe it doesn't have as far to drop.
Yeah.
So,
Like if she walked into Wheaton's front door, would there be a nuclear detonation?
yeah, because the two things, yeah,
An Akira bubble?
that was
Oh, that's so cute.
so funny. We love Ashley. Had so much fun having her on the show the past 4 weeks.
She's a good one.
She's great.
Yeah.
Congrats to you, Seraphine Dreams. You have won this Not the Best Detective Agency shirt.
No.
Yeah, it's very pretty.
Flask
I love
on
the
the bottom is the best.
It says technically, there's no comma technically.
Technically.
Softest shirts I've ever felt in my life. My goodness. Blessed by me, blessed by you. Marisha, please.
There you go.
Bless the shirt for Seraphine Dreams. Okay,
There we go.
thank you.
It's-
Right into the mic. Perfect.
Sorry, Chris.
Sorry, Chris. He left actually like 20 minutes ago. Captain Obvious has a question for everyone. Does anyone want to elaborate on how Kari acquired that lamp? Is the staff of the Marat Theater just completely bewildered by all of this, by all of you at this point? Most of the people that were there this year that work at the theater were there last year.
Yes. And they remembered us.
They remembered us.
And all the
They
critters.
were excited for us to be back.
They were.
Yeah.
I was saying I didn't know if the security guy downstairs was the same guy as last year or not. And when I got all dressed up in the Taliesin outfit and I was walking out to go on stage, as I walked past him, he was sitting there like this and he goes, well, that's a lot worse than last year. I was like, okay, that's the guy. We went downstairs to eat dinner before the show.
Right, in a room that was ice cold.
There was a room that was about 42 degrees.
Incredible.
Yep.
And behind the tables where they had our food were the two stack shoes, lamps.
Yep.
Yeah, the whole thing was kind of Egyptian themed. They have a lot of paintings of stuff like that, and then these Nefertiti lamps.
As Kari is loading chicken onto his plate and rice, he goes, you know, I could take one of those upstairs.
It was not that low key. He loved the idea.
He was
and was
obsessed.
like, Kari's got the gift for gab, and he was on about so we're all like loading up
He
our
was
plates.
like, I need an empowered woman from history to be my spiritual weapon. And then he's like talking to like Max and Vinny, our producers, and he was like, do you think the theater staff will let me take her on stage? She's my spiritual weapon.
Yep.
And yeah, we made it.
I didn't
made
know
it happen.
if it was going to happen or not until I saw two people as I was getting ready to go on stage. It looked heavy, moving that thing into its position.
Thank God we had her though.
Yeah.
Turned the tide of the battle.
Completely, yeah. It was so hot, you needed the breeze of her woofing 4 times to cool yourself down. Oh boy.
We've all been there.
We have Liam.
Yes.
The past few episodes, we've seen a different side of Caleb than we're used to. We see him taking charge and approaching things practically and with precision. What's been going through Caleb's and your own head to bring about this shift?
Oh, I covered a lot of that.
We covered a lot of that
quite
earlier.
A bit. Yeah, I think I said this already, but like with everything he wants to do, if he can't do this, if he can't make this happen, I think going into that fight, he was so angry at how they were schooled by those people. And he's like, we're going to go in and this is going to be easy and we're going to kill them in their sleep. It's going to be easy. And it was so much harder than he anticipated. But even when he was getting his ass handed to him and was on death's door, was like, you need this, you need this, you need this. You need this so that you can go on and do the next thing.
Yeah.
Yep, that's the end of that answer.
Man. Cyberwolf1201 has a question for Marisha Ray, the actor. How are you enjoying Matt's revisions to the Cobalt Soul subclass? Do you feel as if the changes have significantly helped you in and leading up to the fights with Lorenzo?
Yeah, I'm liking the lower upfront cost for extract aspects is much nicer. I feel a little bit more inclined to use it. And that's such a situational ability anyway. It's kind of definitely meant for those bigger boss characters or things that you're going to encounter more to figure out their weaknesses. Still trying to figure out the right things to ask, though. But yeah, I'm definitely liking it much better. And the specialties expertise kind of ability that he kind of reworked, where you use, I forgot what it's called. But basically, I got a boost to my history instead of spending key points. And that's been nice too. So,
That's nice.
Expertise is the shit.
Yeah,
it works
specialties.
kind of like that,
Specialties is a spell that Caduceus has.
Yeah.
Whatever the abilities are that you have as a monk, I think that we should keep them.
Yeah, with dealing 147
Yes, we
points
should
or
have
whatever.
those.
Yes.
Those we should have.
Let's have those.
When that stun goes off, man,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
it's great when it happens.
Gamble, win big.
Yeah. So my grandfather used to say, yep, he died gambling. But he died doing what he loved, losing our inheritance. Both of you, this question is from T. Mandy II. Were you kind of sad that Lorenzo died so soon, or was it the best moment ever to see him burn?
I don't think many moments in my life, or it's a small number, will rival the fucking impossible moment of that motherfucker dying. And with us doing it on stage with so many amazing people cheering us on.
How did it feel to get that? How do you want to do this on Lorenzo?
It was bewildering, and just made that moment of like stupid luck all the more blindingly amazing.
Yeah.
I was stunned.
Yeah. What about you? Were you sad he was gone, or were you?
Wow! fuck that, he's dead.
I'm gonna miss
Yep.
that guy.
Yeah. No, I got the how do you want to do this that first year of the show though.
That's
And I
right.
was like, we were sharing stories.
Yeah.
You know
Marsha
the
has told
story.
us since then how it was like the greatest high ever. It was just.
I mean, everyone in the room
Euphoric
jumps up
wave.
on their feet and is screaming because it's like
For like a minute.
just to hear Matt say those words is in person,
crazy.
you know, with 2 mics in his mouth at once. Yeah, it was awesome.
And the stakes
how'd
were
that
pretty
go?
big on this
It was
one.
like
Like
this.
this? Like this?
It was like, no, you have to keep them at an
Down
angle.
here, okay.
Keep them at an angle because
That's more
otherwise
dignified.
you don't want them to hit each other. Could cause problems.
Right.
Not for me,
One
but
side.
Oh, I can't wait for Honey Heist. I
Can't either. Oh my
it
God.
got a lot worse than that last night.
People are gonna love it, or we're going off the air.
That's hard to say.
I wonder.
There's gonna be some Reddit threads.
There's going to be some threads about this one. And
Gonna upset someone.
I'm not apologizing in advance, and I won't apologize after because it was the funnest night of the last, 2 nights of my life. Marisha,
Yeah.
Mary Lucretia 1 asks, yeah. After seeing Caleb go into a state several times, does Bo care for Caleb's mental health, or is she unconcerned?
No, she cares. Definitely. I mean, she has sympathy for him first and foremost. She at this point is starting to care for these people, even though she won't admit it. She'd admit it more so than Caleb apparently will.
Wow.
But she is starting to, to care, and ultimately she still has the beliefs of kind of what she said way earlier in the campaign, whereas we're partners, we're teammates, and I rely on you to not do something stupid in battle and get us all fucking killed.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she's concerned a little bit selfishly and, a little bit out of care and maternal instinct, I guess.
It's good that you have different characteristics like that, though, because even though Caleb internally might be feeling some way, it takes people a while to be able to vocalize that or to externalize it, and that's perfectly normal. It's
some
just
people-
different personalities.
Some people have a high IQ and a low EQ. You never know.
I have a low both. What does that mean?
You are a rock.
Yes, I love The Rock. Guys, Cypress Knight asks, how did Bo and Caleb feel about Shikaste saying the Mighty Nine are good people who do good things? Is that something they can begin to take to heart given recent events, or do they still think of themselves as purely selfish?
Oh my God, I died a little because right around the time he was saying that, he also inadvertently kind of quoted
Echoed
Molly. He echoed Molly. Yeah.
Totally freak accident echoed mine.
Yeah. I don't think Kari has that caught up on the full campaign. So when Kari was like, these are people who, are just trying to make each place that we find a little bit better. That's why I was like, what did you just say?
Yeah.
That was both me and Bo kind of reacting simultaneously. And, and then that's going to start triggering, that always triggers things in your head, especially for Bo, for someone who's not superstitious or believes in signs. She's
Yeah.
like, well, here's a theme that keeps arising. Fuck.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
that was mind blowing.
You have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, Caleb has a slightly different perspective on it. I think he knows what they've done here is good. I think he believes that the universe is pretty random. Like, he knows that good things happen, but it's pretty random, kind of like Liam. But also, I feel like the next thing they could do, like Caleb and Bo and the rest could, save an entire orphanage, and Caleb would still believe he's a shit stain.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, nothing's going to erase what he's done.
Nothing?
Nothing. He is what he thinks right now.
Okay, good.
Who knows where it'll go? Full evil is where it will go.
Yeah, I hope so.
I don't know.
Let's give away some more free shit, shall we?
Free shit.
Before we do that, funny thing I just remembered, Kari was on the same flight as us out to Indianapolis.
Yeah.
And then the night before the live show, we're sitting at a table eating dinner. It's really late. and he's like, oh, I'm gonna call my kids. He gets up from the table and a group of critters come up to the table and they're like, oh, we can't wait for the live show tomorrow. And we're like, please stay gone. Please stay gone. Please stay gone. We're like,
5 to 10 minutes.
okay, good. Thank you. So nice to see you. You know, and then he comes back and he sits down and we're like, oh boy.
We went through some extreme lengths
Yeah.
to smuggle that guy in.
Yeah.
And guilt for telling him, listen, you can't have any fun.
No fun.
Hide in this hotel.
He had the reaction of a 12-year-old
Yeah.
in Vegas being
Yeah.
told you have to stay in the hotel room.
He did.
He was like, are you fucking...
Yeah.
It's hard to understand, but we knew how sweet the nectar would be if he came out totally unexpected.
Yep. Yeah.
And it was
Yeah.
a great moment.
Yeah, props to our whole crew that we took with us, keeping him a secret.
Yeah.
Our next giveaway is for fan art. It's time for fan art of the week.
Oh, there's my head.
Hello, there's you again.
Oh, there's my head again. There it is again. It's so big.
This week, Liam points at his head. This week's fan art winner for episode 29 was sent in by Emily Tuzignat at
Fugazi.
M2Fugazi12. Let's take a look.
It'll be on the screen. Yeah, that's a good one.
There's our
they're
guests.
so cute.
Our great guests.
Our great guests so far.
What a good run of guests. All our guests are great.
Yep.
Man, every time we have a guest, that's such good art. Every time we have a guest, about 5,000 people go, this one, we want to keep this one. Every time without fail. It's because we pick good guests.
We pick
amazing
good guests.
Though I like Stacy, the Duchess Anastasia.
Man, that one's awesome.
Stacy.
Thank you to everyone who submitted. Congrats to you, Emily. You have won this Hickory tabletop dice tray from our friends at Wormwood Gaming. Make sure to check out wormwoodgaming.com, and you can enter our weekly contest by emailing your GIF or fan art to submit.
That's a good looking dice tray.
It is.
Submit. Hey.
It smells so good. Rules for our contest are available at critroll.com. We got to go by one of the 3 places we got to stop by on the floor Sunday briefly at Gen Con was the Wormwood booth and say hi to all of our homies over there.
There's something to talk about is like we're still a huge bunch of nerds. We wanted to go shopping and we had the thinnest window. So if you're one of the critters who were on the showroom floor and you saw us skulking around, thank you for letting us shop because we had like 32 minutes. We had like an hour and 2 minutes to go everywhere. We went to like 5 tables.
We wanted to shop and then we wanted to go see our friends at the different booths, Dwarven Forge, Wormwood, Level Up, Dice.
Card declined because I was in another state.
Yeah, a lot of our cards got shut off.
Dice.
Yeah, they're like, these people would definitely not be at a nerd convention trying to buy terrain right now.
Spent half the time walking around on the phone with the bank trying to get them to unlock my card.
Yeah, we were trying to buy so much dice.
Yeah, all of us calling our banks.
We did.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, but to your point, yeah, we had a very small window. So if we weren't as friendly, it was because A, super tired, B, we wanted to buy nerdy stuff.
Yeah.
All right, let's get a few more questions in. Liam.
Yeah.
Electric Mazzella asks, does Caleb regret using the invisibility scroll now that he can't add it to his own spell book?
Dude, he regretted that. I said it in the moment. I didn't want to. He regretted it before he even did it. He wants as much. He wants to gather, but
Let's do it.
Why did I do it? Because his haste was a dud. He, in a stressed out moment, just because he thought they were still like directly in harm's way, and he's blind when he's frumpkinning. He's blind and deaf, so like he thought they were still like in trouble. So he wanted his single bodyguard. He wasn't with a group to be ready. So that fizzled out. He didn't have a lot of spells. A lot of what I did in that game is because all my big guns were gone, and I had first level spell slots up until the end. I didn't have fucking the right. I feel your pain preparing spells, and I as a player planned badly on level 1 spells. Nothing was of any use for that final battle. So I had a bunch of first level spells that I couldn't do dick with. So, but I didn't want to die. I like this character. I don't want him to die.
Yeah.
And so Caleb thought like the last thing I want to do in the world is just fritter away this spell that I could use 100 times. 100 times over this. But I also don't want to die. So the goal was to stay alive until the end. And there were multiple moments, like when they were at those cages and there were people in there. I was like, well, I could get that open, but if I do that, I'm not invisible anymore. So maybe someone else will do it. Oh, good, he did.
Yeah.
It was just laying low so that I could be of use against that big motherfucker at the end.
Yeah.
Mostly panned out.
Yeah, it kind of worked. Yeah, it worked.
It worked. It worked.
By the hair of my chinny chin chin.
Yeah.
Marisha.
Yeah.
Ali Farrell asks, do you think Bo has gained a sort of pen pal in Keg like Jester got with Callie? They have a lot in common and worked really well together. Can sending stones be utilized for booty calls?
Like a prison pen pal? Conjugal visits?
Conjugal visits.
Bo's not the pen pal type of girl. Have a feeling Keg would agree, share that sentiment.
Yeah.
Like a twister, I was born to walk away.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I'm good.
Yeah. Very
I'm
good.
not gonna do that.
Yeah.
Nope.
Hit it and quit it.
I understand. It's okay. Korik Star asks, Liam, you dedicated the kill to Frumpkin and not Molly. Was that an intentional RP choice?
Man, you pissed so many people off.
This came up
with
at the panel too, did it not?
Dedicated? Did that question say dedicated?
Yeah.
That's a really strong word.
It is. Yeah.
No, I mean, listen, for a couple of things. One is, and I talked about this a bit on a panel at Gen Con, Frumpkin is more important than just a familiar. Frumpkin, briefly, because I've already said this, Caleb had a cat when he was a little boy named Frumpkin. That cat was a girl.
Oh.
But when he decided, once he was out of the asylum and he was alone and he wanted to have like a piece of his childhood, so he recreated his cat using magic. Except when he did it, that one kept having balls, which is why Caleb is occasionally confused whether it's a Frumpkin's a she or a he. Danny, are you okay?
I'm good.
I am so confused. Is that something you worked out? I have so many questions now.
Okay, so I'll answer that question.
Like, is that a narrative beat you thought up in your head?
That was a yes and improv thing because Liam also had a cat named Frumpkin as a little boy, and that cat was a girl. But I decided when I was creating my character that Frumpkin was a boy. But because I have real memories as Liam with my cat as a girl, I kept messing up the gender of the fucking cat in the game. So then I retooled my story so
you put this in black and white.
Huh?
You typed this on paper.
No, I just thought about it.
Oh.
So you decided.
Curious though.
So the first part of my answer to that question is that Frumpkin is more important than just a magic spell. Frumpkin is like he absolutely eviscerated and destroyed his lovely childhood, wonderful childhood, good childhood, and he wanted to have a piece of that in his miserable existence.
Yeah.
But the second half of that answer is it wasn't dedicated to Frumpkin. Caleb was exhausted and bleeding out. He was on the fucking verge of death. So that line was the equivalent of fuck this day. It was an awful day. And to say like that was for Molly is too on the nose. I mean, they were all thinking it. They're all thinking it. They're all weighed down by it. There's no need to say it. The day is awful. And what's more, Molly's dead. For all they knew in that moment, the other three are dead too. They don't know.
Yeah.
This is a fucking torture chamber. They're in a Saw movie right now. They don't know how the other three are, so maybe they're all dead.
Yeah.
Certainly Molly's dead, so no, it was not dedicated to the cat.
I saw similar comments about Bo not immediately running into the cages to cradle Ford or Jester or Yasha, and that it was just cold and cold-hearted of Bo, but not already went in and did that. Like you said, like we were all feeling it and thinking it. It's there.
It's time to collapse on the floor and recover for a second, take stock, see what's going on. And also,
to quote Scarlett O'Hara, I can't think about that right now. Just have to think about that tomorrow.
Yeah.
There you go.
That was a pretty good.
Absolutely.
Scarlett Johansson.
Almost as good as an impression you did last night.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Save it for Friday.
Oh boy, you guys are in for a real broadcast.
Listen, bottom line is Caleb is in love with his cat, and the shippers need to focus on that.
They should.
Send me fiction about that.
I want to see that on Tumblr. God damn it. No, I don't. I'm
sure it's there.
Okay, guys. Fanfic Addict asks, one of my other accounts, how scared are your characters to have to tell Yasha what happened?
It's a bad scene, man.
Not
exciting.
No good.
Not something you're really looking forward to.
No bueno.
No, it's a fucking bad moment right now.
We've all collectively talked about it off screen for the past few weeks of how, and it's not just Yasha, it's all of them.
Jester, yeah, Jester's going to be
Ford.
devastated.
Yeah, not looking forward to that.
They're lucky they survived. They're like, I mean, I again, in the middle of that fight, I was like, this is possibly going to be a TPK live on stage in Indianapolis. It really did.
Plus, there's two whammies. We got Molly died, and then we also said goodbye to Kiri. Jester was technically there, but Laura wasn't able to be there for that one.
I am so glad that the episode where Molly died was not the live show, because we didn't have any grief counselors on site. We just would have had to send Danny out there to hug everybody.
She would have done it.
She would have done
I
it.
would have done it immediately because I would have needed those hugs.
Yeah.
Completely selfish.
You
It
would have been
I
getting
need
more out of the
comfort.
hugs than anybody.
Where we left off, like, that's a real fucking rough moment.
I'm afraid.
I got spanked hard.
I'm afraid. I think Ford will be pragmatic.
Yeah.
I think Yasha will be angry, and I'm terrified that Jester's gonna like blame herself. Is what I'm afraid of.
Do you guys think? What do you think they've been going through in this
torture.
time? You think they've been tortured?
The place was
Brainwashed,
described as a torture pit.
Yeah, breaking people mentally.
What
So who
to what
knows?
end do you think he was torturing them? For what? Information about the gentleman? Do you think it was to try and manipulate them and turn them onto his side? I heard Matt say today on his fireside chat that one of the things he does as a writing tool for his bad guys is that he thinks about all the ways that they can try and take care of someone without having to kill them. Like, oh, if I pay them enough money, maybe they'll go away. If I manipulate them, something like that. Do you think he had something in mind, or just torturing because he got off on it?
Where my brain was going, and I don't know if I'm correct or not, with Lorenzo being a trafficker and a slaver, and a demon, devil, whatever he was, demon or devil.
Yeah.
They're
Matt said the word
so
Oni.
confused of them. Oh, an Oni.
An Oni.
It seemed like he was dealing in fighters, gladiatorial. Gladiators that fight to the death, and it seemed to me it was almost like I'm going to break them and train them and make them like a Bucky Barnes,
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier.
My boy.
I was getting like Winter's like break you down mentally so you
Turn
can
you into
snap
a
and
feral animal to fight.
To fight.
Yeah.
Type of put you in a fighting pit in the Nine Hills somewhere and see what happens.
So Lorenzo would have a journal that he would open, and to Jester he would go, donut, pastry, lollipop. Danny gets this joke.
Yeah.
Tusk love.
Yeah, Tusk Love. Favorite moment of the live show, episode 29. Give it to me now.
Favorite moment of live show. No.
Mine was Sam not falling off the stage.
Mine too.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
When he came out for his test run on the rollerblades, not in the outfit, he looked as wobbly as I do when I stumble out of the TGI Fridays.
Yeah.
I was not confident that was going to end up going well, but he must have practiced backstage.
I love both of our, kick-ass moments.
Yeah.
Were amazing.
I was gonna say, I think selfishly and biasly,
Yeah.
I really like the stunning strike moment and the how do you want to do
Love
this
the stunning
moment.
stroke, yeah. Stunning
Stunning
stroke
stroke.
is a very powerful
Stunning
monk
stroke
attack.
you'll see tomorrow night, or you'll see Friday night on Electric. Electric, help me God.
I've just been waiting for someone to do the stunning stroke to me for ages.
Oh no!
Once I reach 6th level, I'll help you with
Also loved Max. You want me to dwell on that a little bit longer?
Yeah, did you
a
want
little bit
some more,
longer?
Max?
Loved not kissing Caleb while he was invisible. I thought
Yes.
that was such a great moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there were so many.
I will say, I do not encourage this, and I never will again. People know how I feel about this subject. But whoever yelled out, "It's high noon," fucking made us all die. That was pretty funny. Don't ever do it again.
You know, it's not like one moment, but I also really enjoyed going into this game. I knew that I was screwed spell-wise, which is my jam, right? So I don't have a lot. And I was not anticipating what the hell I would be doing in the last hour, but making like role-playing lemonade out of lemons.
Yeah.
And just sort of like crawling away from that dude with his glaives and just hanging on by a thread and not, like, I had a great time being fucked up.
Yeah.
And that just goes to show that, like, this game, yes, it feels awesome to get Stunning Stroke. Yes, it feels awesome. That was for you, Max. Yes, it feels awesome to get the how do you want to do this, but it really, like, there is so much fun to be had in the failures.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
So
true.
good.
Yeah. We definitely missed Travis and Laura this year so bad.
Yeah.
Missed them so bad.
Sucks, man. I mean, babies are fine.
They're
and all.
cool.
They're
Yeah,
great.
babies
They're
are
cool.
definitely
Unconditional love and all.
alive.
Yeah. Miracle of life and all that shit.
It's like baby D&D. You know what I mean? Obviously not for them, but for us.
I can't wait for them to come back.
I know, me too.
Gotta get the team back together.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's like every time we see them briefly, it's like seeing an apparition.
I know.
Like
It's
seeing
like
a hologram of
Yeah.
Tupac. You're like,
touching them to make
That's
sure they're
exactly
real.
the
Yeah.
hologram of Tupac, that's exactly. Travis was in the studio today.
we all
it was
applauded.
like,
We clapped when he got here. Yeah. Oh man.
You walked through the building.
oh my God,
Made me
you
so happy.
exist.
Made me so happy to see him.
So
oh man. Yeah.
They just rolled a wax Travis in the studio.
Yep.
Got so excited.
Yeah, he surprisingly doesn't look as good as the Ford bust. That's not, you can't see, but that's all the time we have for tonight.
yeah.
I know we would like to thank our sponsor, Dwarven Forge. Stick around for Talks Machina After Dark, where we will fall asleep live on the air. Critical Role Campaign 2, Episode 30 airs this week.
30
Episode
episodes,
30.
you guys. That means 20 more till we're at 50.
No,
Math.
oh, wait. Let's look into
Math.
that. Something seems off. I would like to thank Marisha and Liam for joining us tonight. Until Thursday, don't forget to love each other. Stay turned. Get some sleep, everyone. Don't worry, it's almost Thursday. Good night.
Ciao, ciao.
We're back on Alpha for After Dark. It's me, guys. Wholesome Brian.
Oh, hi, Wholesome Brian.
Polished Twitch host Brian here.
You said.
Hey gang, I can read a prompter like nobody's business. I've done it for 76 episodes and I still suck.
Did you say horse on?
Horse on? I said horse porn. Yeah, it's different. That's what was going off on my phone about 5 seconds before we, I forgot to turn my mic pack off when I went to the bathroom. What?
You get notifications.
No,
for
it was
horse
just
porn?
on and I pocket dialed my favorite website.
Only for 5-star horse porn, though.
Yeah,
Not
I
4-star.
forgot to turn my mic pack off when I went to the bathroom. That's what I do during the break is I catch just a tiny bit of horse porn and then I come back out. It's like Red Bull. It's like just a shot of, it gives you wings.
That seems frustrating to me.
Yeah, it is. Thankfully, I have all the time after the show.
I think you're pretty good at prompter. Just taking
Thank
that
you.
back a minute
Yeah, thanks.
for the horse porn.
It's just, we just have the giveaway winners and stuff on the thing, but sometimes they're complicated handles, and
Yeah, but that's not your fault.
I know, but I still need to learn how to read good. We have some questions here from the Alpha chat. Let's start with me since I'm the most important. This is from 1111 Brian, this year you bravely allowed Taliesin to dress you. Oh boy. Would you dare next year to allow Sam to pick your outfit? I don't know if I have the guts for that.
Oh man.
Because Sam would start looking this week. He would.
To torture you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
I feel like it would have to be another wardrobe raid though.
Maybe, but I don't want to know what's in Sam's closet though. I mean, yeah.
I mean, a lot of ties.
Yeah.
He has a good
Knit
collection of
ties.
sneakers that he wears to work with ties.
He's got
Yeah.
some dad clothes for sure.
He does have some bad clothes.
He's
Yeah.
got some professional Disney voice director clothes, you know,
Yeah.
like hip but professional.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't know.
No, I wouldn't know either. For you guys, Cabney asks, what's the most obscure cosplay you saw over the weekend, Critical Role or otherwise?
My favorite cosplay, I'm not going to say that. One really quirky and awesome cosplay were two critters who were dressed as gelatinous cubes.
They were
He stole
great.
mine.
They were great.
They were
was
so
great.
fantastic. And
So good.
that woman has come in the past as a beholder, and she
Yeah.
just has a great, funny sense of humor for costumes, and I've loved everything she's done.
Yeah.
Hi, if you're watching.
Yeah, hi.
I don't know.
I
how to
loved
find
how they were
cameras.
like, they looked kind of like adventurers. and
Yeah,
they were,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Their swords and stuff,
Stuff
were
floating around.
floating around
Uh-huh.
in it. It was super cute. I loved it.
It was hard to see because the lights are so bright at the panel. If you watch the video back. Oh, thank you, Daspiff, by the way, for recording that panel. I know there was like the battery died and there were some issues, but he got most of our panel and put it on Critical Scope.
Yay!
And we got to
Good,
meet
good.
Daspiff, many of us, for the
Yep.
first time. So that was awesome. Thanks for everything you do.
Also, big love and respect to the critters who make gigantic fucking Vax wings.
Oh my
that
gosh.
open and close are
Yeah.
done.
See a
that girl was
few crazy
amazing. Yeah, she
ones
was
too
amazing.
this year.
Saw a couple of great Vaxes.
There was a girl who cosplayed as Matt from our first season opening title sequence.
Yeah,
It was pretty good.
That's right.
That was good.
There was a couple of people who were dressed Siamese twins wise. One was me, my outfit from Signal Boost, and the other was Liam Las Vegas.
Liam Las Vegas,
Yeah,
that's
and
right.
they were, that was awesome. It was hard. They asked the question, and I looked. I'm like, oh, wait a second. I think that's it was
I also
great.
really like the girl dressed as Percy who had the Orthax floating
yeah,
behind
that's
her.
cool.
Following, yeah.
Following Orthax.
And
yeah,
then
it's
and
good.
the two little kids who did the twins on
Yes.
one day, and Yasha and Bo
Bo
on the
and the
next. That
other.
was so good, yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was so adorable.
So cute, yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, good stuff.
Let's see. Oh, this one's kind of interesting. Punchology asks, would you rather fight a party made up entirely of monks or made up entirely of wizards?
Oh man.
Are we talking about like Mighty Nine? Like Mighty Nine fighting all monks or all wizards?
Or
Maybe
I
that's
think
what
maybe
they're saying.
in general. I think. Like, what do you think's more dangerous? A party of monks or a party of wizards?
I would prefer to face the wizards. I think if once you closed in on the wizards,
If you closed in on the wizards.
if you closed in on the wizards, if you rolled high enough initiative and closed the gap
Man.
in their kind of glass cannons.
They're both pretty nasty though. Like the wizards could smoke you before you got within 30 feet of them.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
but if you get within 30 feet of them,
monks
you're
are
a
deadly.
grease stain with the monks.
Yeah. And the monks have a
call.
lot of survivability, and depending on what what way you choose, some have kind of like the barbarian abilities where you take like less damage and shit,
Yeah.
and you can like bounce back quicker.
I think I'd rather face the monks though, because I can't control our proximity at the beginning, and I feel like those spells have 120 feet. They could be spell snipers and have 240 feet range.
Yikes.
That sounds nasty.
Yeah. And you don't want that.
Work?
I love how we're both biased to the classes we're playing.
Yeah, that was predictable.
Sure. I think Bo's amazing. Nothing against Bo. That's the end of that sentence.
Yeah. Liam, I was wondering about this too. Gokumon asks, did you ever think the worst would happen to Caleb when the clerics decided to look around mid-battle instead of healing the squishy party members?
I was a little surprised by that.
That was a little
I
surprising.
found that very, very interesting.
Yeah.
But it led to me having a lot of fun, roleplay wise, a lot of
Yeah.
fun. But was very, very surprised.
Yep. Yep.
Just a couple of rounds are going by here. He drank his own potion, but I was at 2 hit points after that attack.
Oh my God.
That's low.
Oh my God.
Just dragging himself along the ground,
Yep.
bleeding everywhere. Just
hold on a
everyone's
second.
running
Hold
past
on.
him. We gotta get over here. We gotta go over there. This could any moment.
Hey.
Just around the corner, it's coming.
If you have a moment. Yeah. Oh man.
And a moment, bitte.
That was 2 hit points? Really? That's crazy. Eek. No thanks. Marisha, you like this screen name. Bow your boat.
Oh,
Great
I
name.
love it.
You started tearing up a bit when Matt started describing your fellow party members. What was that moment like?
You know, this game is so real to us, and we miss Laura and Ashley and Travis like so much. So, like whenever they're gone, there's still that feeling on a meta level as well.
Yeah. Yeah, we're family, so it doesn't feel good to have some of the family gone.
Gone. Yeah.
Yeah, for any length of time.
So yeah, it was just kind of that, and like I was saying earlier, you never know how you're actually gonna react to things sometimes, and sometimes they kind of catch you off guard. But yeah, it was just kind of that wave of relief of like, oh, this means that we did the thing.
Yeah.
We did the thing, you guys.
We didn't
Saved
kill
our
everybody.
friends. Yeah, we're all
Make
still.
them start with a new party.
Yes.
Yeah.
It could have been that way.
Oh,
It
man.
wasn't. So.
Oh, I'm glad they're going to be
Yeah.
back. That's
Yeah,
for sure.
me too.
Hopefully really soon. Dread Singles has a question.
Friend of the show, Dread Single.
We just got to hang out with them on Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh, man. What was your favorite thing you did / got at Gen Con?
Well, the live
Live
show was
show.
pretty
The
cool.
live show.
Live show for sure. I loved seeing our booth in
the
person.
booth was amazing.
The fact I showed up watching Matt kind of be Pooh Matt for a little bit was
That
amazing.
was epic.
Escorting him in van was cool.
Yeah, that was awesome. We were all very cranky on Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're being so nice.
I was.
Cranky?
Yeah.
We were downright bitchy.
We were so, not really to each other. I mean, we were, but none of us take it personally because we just know what's going
Yeah,
on.
it was just
we were just
snappy
exhaustion.
irritation in general.
Like
No sleep.
Yeah.
team no sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, I was super irritated when the makeup artist knocked on our door to start getting mad at the
Oh,
makeup
yeah.
first thing in the morning. Went down, had breakfast, came back when he was halfway blue, when he had blued himself.
After he had just blew
He done
himself.
blew himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was the morning the three of us had breakfast and didn't say a word to each other
Yeah,
for
barely.
an hour.
But just to like snipe. Like,
Yeah.
Gripe at each
Yeah,
other a little
just
bit. Yeah.
At one point, Liam asked a question to me, and I was like, I just fucking said that. I am so sorry.
God, yeah.
Oh my God.
What, do you know what time it is? You're looking at your phone.
My favorite thing I got in our 5 seconds on the showroom floor, we stopped. What was that last booth we stopped at? Was it Warhammer?
No,
Privateer
that
Press.
was
Privateer
Privateer
Press?
Press.
Privateer Press, excuse
Yes.
me. Beautiful things. I bought a bunch of like oversized miniatures, and I got this great
That was so cool.
death wagon with like a dead horse pulling it, stuffed with
Yes, I
coffins
like
and a lantern that I'm going to use in my daughter's Ravenloft game.
Yes.
That's my
Beautiful
favorite
fashion.
get.
That was epic. Yeah, I got a couple of books from Privateer Press. I love the Iron Kingdoms lore, so I got a couple novels, got some level up dice,
I was
got a
gonna
new
say,
Wormwood box.
I dropped a lot of money at Level Up.
Yeah.
Got myself a new set of dice. I got Matt a set of dice since he couldn't walk the floor at all.
Yeah,
so I wanted
Matt
to get
didn't
him
even
something.
get a chance to. We should put him in a Pope-mobile if he was going
Yeah.
to walk the floor of Gen Con.
I was surprised to hear that you had read many of those books and were really into those books. I know that your whole snake oil salesman routine is a routine, and that you're a big softie. But I was surprised at that level of nerdiness in you, that you really like those books.
I would have sat there and talked to those Privateer Press guys all day about the Iron Kingdoms lore and like War Machine and Hordes and stuff, but they probably would have just been like, get this guy out of my face.
Didn't know that.
Max says, some people have said that the other day, surprised at how deep my nerd levels go. The way Max phrases it is he says, you know, you're so goddamn handsome, you didn't seem like you would be that nerdy.
Oh,
and
I
I'm like,
wouldn't
look,
say
there's
that.
handsome nerds out there, Max. There's no reason to,
Yeah, death flare.
Well, let's end on the saddest question I've ever asked on this show. How about that?
Oh boy.
Awesome.
Ray57913 asks, Liam,
Oh.
did Vax take Molly to the other side? Boom. Boom.
I mean, anything I say on this subject is fan fiction.
That's okay. I'll read your fanfic.
Is it though?
I don't know. I don't know what happened to Vax. I have no idea. I have my own
That's
ideas. I had Ariana, who's our official artist, do like artifacts that I could take to cons and stuff, and he is just sitting on like a black obsidian throne in a large obsidian room full of like honeycomb sconces all around him with like raven statues in every sconce, and like all the armor and everything is a little more, even more svelte, like a dune suit, and the antler tattoo is coming up like white bone, almost like cordyceps disease from his shoulder, and he's holding a raven skull and going, the fuck is this? And that's my best theory as to what Vax has got going on, but that's just my idea.
You just described so many of the dreams I've had.
But it's me in that costume.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with the beard. We went over this.
I'd like to think that. I'd like to
Yeah.
think that. He had a lot of heart and life in him. He lived fully, twice.
Yep.
That we know of.
That we know of, right?
Man, the possibilities that we have in Caduceus, though, are just outstanding.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
If Vax is what I think he is, then yes.
Okay. I'm satisfied with that answer. Marisha? Are you satisfied with that answer?
I am satisfied with that answer.
Okay.
Stamp of approval.
Marisha just woke up.
Is that your final answer?
Oh, Regis. Regis needs to be in the next Honey Heist. Can we get Regis Philbin? Can we get him? Is he still alive? He's still alive, right, Max? Is Regis still alive?
I don't know.
Roll for honey. Roll for criminal.
Yeah. Would you like to phone a friend in the woods?
How do you want to do this?
Oh, I love it so much. All right, well, guys, we love you so much. As always, thank you for your support. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. We'll see you Thursday night for Critical Role. We'll see you Friday night for Honey Heist.
Oh my god, oh my god.
Matt did a fireside chat earlier today from 5 to 6. If you missed it, that VOD is already up on twitch.tv/Critical Role, so go watch it because it was awesome. I caught most of it. And
Yeah.
he's so articulate. He's so good at just talking to the people, you know?
He is.
What must that be like?
He's a talented chap.
He
He's a
is.
living bard.
Let's keep him around. Let's ensure that brain.
Yeah.
Good night, guys. We love you.